to approve Weber subdivision plan number 1. PJ.
Yep.
How'd the planning commission go on that?
So we had our planning commission meeting on Monday night. The planning commission passed a motion with a recommendation to reapprove the Weber subdivision plan number 1. So I know Mr. Higgins is here tonight. He's the surveyor for this project. And just so we all recall the backstory before I allow Mr. Higgins to give you some background here. This subdivision was previously approved by the Township Planning Commission and the supervisors in March of 2024. There were some contingencies that were attached to that
Like
approval.
Access road
Yeah,
area?
shared access agreement, demonstrating compliance with all of Peters Creek's rules and regulations, and there were a handful of other contingencies from that meeting. Mr. Higgins has been working with Peters Creek to meet with their approval. Evidently it took some time, and according to the township saldo, if more than 180 days pass between the date of approving the subdivision and the date of recording at the county, the application needs to be resubmitted to the township to have the approval date updated, and then they can go make their recording. So Mr. Higgins came before the planning commission meeting on Monday for his reapproval. That motion and recommendation was granted, which is why it's on our agenda tonight. So Keith, I'll turn it over to you if you want to add any context.
Just 1 second. For the audience who's trying to figure out what the Weber subdivision is, it would be the property directly across from the beach house in Mineral Beach, like the property to the left of Tractor Supply
beside
across
Tractor
from the
Yep.
beach house, just so you guys have a reference of what we're talking about.
Yep.
Okay, it's all you.
No problem, thank you. It's very nice coming to these meetings to call Mr. Higgins. It's going around looking for my dad, but I appreciate that, TJ. That's it in a nutshell. It just took so long to get approvals from Peters Creek Sanitary. So we finally have the approvals, but the time, the 180 days ran out. The only difference with the plan that was before you before and now is we added a sanitary easement per Peters Creek. So we're moving forward with a 1 acre parcel on Route 88. No plans. Well, I mean, right behind that, a table in planning is a land development plan. But the subdivision, he likes to move forward with it, get it approved, get it recorded. So we're here tonight looking for reapproval.
So the last time we talked about this, is there an issue with the state and the HOP and all that? That's not done.
It had to do with a shared driveway with Tractor Supply, that apparently the Webbers owned that driveway or something, if I recall.
Yeah,
Tractor Supply.
the Tractor Supply's entrance is on the Weber property, and there's a shared.
Then we had questions about access from back, because it's the furthest piece, and that.
All right, so we're making a motion to reapprove this subdivision, subject to the same terms and conditions the first time, with the appropriate fees, outstanding fees being paid within 30 days of approval of this reapproval.
But the only thing that's different is the addition to the sanitary.
So my calculations, so that was pointed out to me. I spoke to the treasurer today.
About the cost?
There's some additional fees. And we've no problem with that. I think our fees ballpark is about 6,100 right now.
Is that your client owes 6,100?
No, they own 1,100. They pay 6,100
Okay.
already.
All right.
But that, as a request of the Webbers, just respectfully ask for an itemized invoice on that.
You should get an itemized invoice.
Never know.
It's fair.
So no problems paying it. And I think sometimes because I initiated the application and paid some checks that the land development component and the subdivision component, I think is all under one account. So we kinda like to separate what was the land development fees, what's the subdivision.
You have to know the tractor supply was initially on level one
Alright.
or two, and like some of them might be, that's.
Right.
So simple stuff.
What are they putting in this one?
So, you give an idea.
I think you just asked the same question Larry just asked, he goes, what's going on there? You know, what's going there?
So right
Initially,
now,
there was a car wash.
it's still, that's what's tabled right now, is the car wash.
Off of 88.
Correct. Through, using the same entrance, the tractor supply entrance, and then having an access easement across.
You ever see the line in front of the DQ, do a Dairy Queen on summer?
You could just wash them on 88, they sit there so long.
Yeah. But again,
Is that some consideration?
Traffic?
I think what happens at the Dairy Queen
Yeah.
is the stopping at the window.
Goes way past her property sometimes.
Traffic was a comment on the land development
So how do
review.
we know that's not gonna be a problem?
Well, that's still something that would have to be addressed, not necessarily by Keith's office, but by the consulting engineering company that is doing the development.
Alright.
So this is in two parts, Larry. The subdivision,
This portion.
It's approved.
yeah, the subdivision just creates the lot.
Well, you should sell parking.
No, but Larry's a good answer. Sorry about the traffic.
I think we need to be cautious about because of the traffic.
Mhm,
So
sir?
Maisie's in there, Mineral Beach looks like it's finally getting some movement in the right direction.
Yep.
The DQ, Michelle's operation, you know, I mean,
So,
somebody's gonna end up putting turning lane in there.
yes, you're right.
And who's gonna do it? Is it the Webbers or is it, okay? It just needs to be thought through, is all I'm saying.
So the traffic impact study for this site was a review comment on the land development plan, which is still
Okay.
working its way through the process. So your point's well taken. Traffic's an issue there, and it is going to be addressed as part of the development of this site.
And I think sometimes that's why people that have large parcels break it down to, we're only looking at tractor supply, and we're only looking at this, and we're only looking, rather than saying this is a development. I
But
think
that's
you
our
break
job,
it down
right?
into little, rather than saying, I'm gonna develop all my acreage here along 88. They have you just review
Yep.
a car wash.
Alright, so let me rephrase that motion once more. A motion to approve, reapprove submission on behalf of Weber, subject to the following. One, all fees to be paid within 30 days of receipt of an itemized invoice.
since inception.
Make me think, okay, since inception, number one. Number two, that complies with any and all prior comments made the first time in the process. And three, that approval of the subdivision does not provide any basis for any future traffic concerns. I think I'm trying to address Larry's concerns, and I think that the approval will not guarantee or provide any substance towards the traffic situation. I just want the township to be responsible for any type of turning lane.
So I understand that, but that's being addressed in front of planning right now.
I know,
So that should have no impact on a 1 acre parcel.
I understand, but the problem is, I have a problem somewhere else, in another bigger township, where I have an issue, probably up right in front of me.
So what does that mean?
Just say basically, your factory approved, it doesn't mean, it provide that, doesn't, you should be cognizant of the fact there could be traffic issues on that area.
Oh, I'm sure all those traffic issues are gonna be addressed
So I know.
in the land development plans
I
with
just
traffic
needs to
studies.
be. They gotta have a practical solution.
The poor surveyor gets beat up over traffic engineering
Yeah.
and.
You just beat us up for our
Such a friendly guy.
Dairy Queen's a big
All right.
corporation, they should have realized they needed more
I
than
agree
two parking
with
spots before they hit a state highway, they
But-
wouldn't be going down the
So
road.
PAR will put another line in.
They've got a PA1 call to dig in front of my place again.
So I will say that the Webbers are looking to develop that site, it's just they don't have any, no one's,
Hey, I'm all for development, I don't wanna inherit people's problems.
oh, sure,
As a
so,
township president.
yeah.
And the traffic study
we didn't
for
think
Mineral
through
Beach
the
development,
equation.
Oh, it's
Lane.
definitely a big discussion.
so.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Plan for sure.
Mineral Beach development, their traffic study has a lane,
Recommendation for a turn.
what my daughter calls the suicide lane, where you sit in the middle of the road because you wanna turn and someone,
It's just
All right.
part of it.
So we have a motion,
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a first and a second.